created, and anytime
No, going on.
the reason he was created
It's fine.
is to do evil, to bring about a bad time. So when you really think about it, his whole goal at heart is to bring about evil time. That's what he did. When he went, he sized them up, Adam and Eve. Went to Eve, gave her the little heads up, and then she went there and basically did what she had to do.
It says the weaker vessel.
That's it. So he knew. That's why he was known as a serpent. The serpent,
Subtile than any beast
that's
in the
it.
garden.
Khan.
That's the thing. It's like I said, Esau does his research. That's the thing. Is these things are set up for the spirit. Esau is a wily devil. He is a slick bastard. That's why he's got everyone. People are out here doing insanity, thinking it's good. Even it's that fucking vegan shit as well. Like them guys that are vegan think they're saints on the earth, bro. You don't like. First of all, you're commanded to eat either lamb or goat at the Pesach. So eating meat is never not going to be a thing. And anyway, there's balance, man. Because having a plant-based diet, of course, that's been the Hebrew tradition. That pulse.
Yeah.
But it's Esau's whole. The main reason why that meat is shit is because of the industrial system of meat of how they make meat, man. Even like Germany said they're passing a law from 2022. They said they're the first country to do it. You're not allowed to kill male chicks. Which, if you go into how chicken production goes, they'll just have a bunch of like chicks on a thingy line. If any of them are male, just instantly get incinerated. Like they just get minced and destroyed. Like they just hundreds of thousands of millions of male chicks are just murdered, like by Esau, and that's just standard for how the shit runs. So
I've been wanting to say this like 2-3 times. I uploaded a clip. It's originally called Man, yeah, because Esau's trying to be a slick devil by saying it's all of us. We're all doing it. No, that's why I had to re-upload it and name it Esau.
Yeah,
because it's like, no, you do this, you devil. And that was one of the things he had. He had a production line with chickens, and then he was deep frying them and eating them. Then he hacked off 2 of like lamb legs and ate them like they were lollipops. Like that's this devil.
Oh, was that an animation thing?
Yes, animation. Yeah, I uploaded
I remember
that
that
thing because it came
that's
out
an
years
old one.
ago.
Yeah, that's a real old one.
I got loads. I got loads of accounts, like old accounts from like 2010, 2011. So I got all my likes from back then, all my art, like information. So
that's Esau, how Esau lives, man. That's the thing is, I remember that animation because it was just like completely wasteful and destructive. That's how Esau gets down. When you deal with other societies, that's why it says it goes from the head of gold to silver to bronze, brass, iron and clay.
Decreases in value.
Because now it's iron and clay. This is complete madness. It's like he's got technology so he can do certain things, but then it's how he's the destructive, wasteful monstrosity, man. Which is why you have plastics, where they still have the myth of recycling. No, like they say, recycled plastic, blah blah blah. Recycled plastic costs more than making new plastic. Yeah. So as such, it's not sustainable. The only people who buy it are like they might make barely a profit because the cost of wages is so low. That's the only reason why it exists as a thing. But like after a certain amount of time, that's just not going to be possible anymore. Or you're gonna have to use slave labor. That's the thing is Esau's completely thrown everything out of course, man. Because slave labor it should be a thing, and it will be a thing in the kingdom.
Let me read this and then you can get on with your side. So, Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world. And they that hold two of his side, showing you there's 2 different sides, do find it.
It's good versus evil, man. It's that same war that was going on in Rebecca's womb, man. That same, it still ain't stopped. He's good versus evil, Jacob and Esau, and it's people are clamoring for this shit to end, man. People, they love this site. It's blissed off, but they've realized how fucked they've been. Like they've been getting fucked by essentially by the elites, man. Those at the top. That's become more and more of a thing. Because it's like the American dream to a certain point until like let's say before the 30s, before the 20s, well, like up until the 20s, the American dream was actually a thing where you could just be like, fuck it, just move to America, you start doing something, you make some money, buy a house, have a family, have your kids, whatever. And that shit's long gone. And with that, it's people realizing, hold on, I can't even get barely a slice of the pie. Like, why the fuck?
American pie.
Why?
He's singing that song.
Why the American pie? It's American pie.
Yeah.
This will be the day that I die. That tune's a banger still.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Even you go back, it's like a lot of music. It's that dream of that
It's
America.
gone, man. Yeah.
It's gone. And America was the key one. It's like after that, it's like where the fuck? What is there? A Chinese dream? You go over there, you make too much money, you get Jack Marge, man. That guy got disappeared, then come back and he was looking. That guy had been fucking told like, oh, I think he was talking shit before he disappeared, saying like, oh, blah blah blah, the government's doing too much. They were like, oh, you think just because you make money? I'm like, nah, it's China, nigga.
You think this gives you
power?
power?
Yeah,
That's what he did to him.
Yeah, and then he had to come back and be under manners. So and that's who everyone thinks the future's for. But that's why it's all that all this is going to be rooted out. It's going to be burned. It's going to be forgotten. So let me finish this. 1 Corinthians 15 and 55. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which give us the victory for our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Yeah, that's how we've got the victory. That's how we get the W, only through Yahweh Shai. And that's the only method. That's why it's a straight gate, man. It's a small gate. You gotta move a particular way, and man can't have two masters. You can't be trying to you're gonna get that reward, the reward from Yahweh Shai, but then also be still dipping your toe in the world, still trying to but let me just I'm just gonna take this deal. Let me just I'll make a bit of money. I'll just live a bit of life, then I'll come back. That can't be how it is.
Can't take your hand off the plow.
Yeah, and that's it's gonna be beautiful when judgment intensifies and people are really getting fucked up. That's it's the line's been drawn, like the brother said. There's two sides. Line's been drawn, so it's like, you're gonna receive your recompense, man, your reward.
I believe, yeah. Moses and Joshua, I believe they both said the same thing. I think Moses said in Deuteronomy, I put before you this day life and death. Choose life that you may live. Loosely paraphrasing. So that's what it is. I got
Joshua as well, yeah.
Yeah, because they both said it
as
in
for
there.
me and my house
We
will
serve the Lord, yeah.
So you man do whatever the fuck you wanna do.
You could do whatever the fuck you wanna do.
Because really that, and that's the thing is, you got people in the world. What? Okay, what you gaining from that? Enjoy, man.
Fuck that shit, man.
They ain't not
the
like.
Lord is to be praised, man. There's only one way, the Lord's way, man. That's it.
Having that order restored. The real you got something.
Yeah, I've got something, and then I'll read whatever you want after. Ezekiel 36 and 24. I'm gonna read down to verse 28. For I would take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries. This is the Lord talking about restoring the nation of Israel for the sake of his name, alright? Because basically we've profaned his name. He's put us
name
upon us, and then we've gone off. So this is what he's going to do to rectify that. Right, so I'll read again. For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and will bring you into your own land, alright, where he sets his feet. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, alright? That's that baptism, where it's Psalms 119 and 9. Wherein shall a young man cleanse his way? By the washing and cleansing of the word, alright? Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean from all your filthiness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you, and will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you the heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you, and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them, and ye shall dwell in a land that I gave to your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power. That's going into the immortality, right? Basically, the conversion from the old covenant into the new covenant, whereby we'll be extraterrestrial beings, man. Supermen, a nation of supermen and superwomen, princes of the Most High Power, and princesses of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai, man.
Yeah, hey, and it's all. That's why it's all about Israel, man. And Esau is that main adversary. But
Trying to, every episode, he's trying to stop us from, attaining our glory.
no,
And then losing at the end and dipping out and coming back to fight another day.
yeah,
Until there's going to be one day where he won't fight another day.
it's gonna be the season finale.
That's it.
That's the thing. It's like it's a story, man.
12
And-
parts. Spoke of in the book of Ezra, right? So there's 12 seasons,
And it's like we're at the end, man. We're at the series finale, man.
Well, 7
Where it's
parts.
all-
I can't remember.
All gonna culminate, and that's the thing is that's what you're seeing, because the racial tensions hitting all time high, the level of death and destruction on earth hitting all time high. Like, hey, the word going out, man. It's the word's done been blazing Esau.
Done told you already. Done told you.
Let me read this. Ezekiel 9:4. And Yahweh said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Yeah, so that's the men who the Lord's dealing with, the men that are sighing and crying because of all the madness that's going down. And that's the thing. That's why for you to dip your, keep your toe dipped in the world, that's like that shit should be irksome to you, man. If you're really trying to get up in any of these establishments on the planet Earth, you're gonna have to be putting up with some absolute insanity, man. Some wild, mad, bugged out shit is gonna be going down, man. It says what? And to others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eye spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. Yeah, so that's when when the judgment comes against all that wickedness, because I believe you go back to the previous chapter, it says like what you had the old men that were in the closet praying to the idols, man. And that's really what you got. You got among Jake people out here worshipping all kinds of forms of madness, man. Everything except for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Jake has been given over to. And that time's coming to an end. That's why it's the line's been drawn where it's like, yo, get down with the program or else. And that's really what is the terms that are being had on the earth, man. The earth is like, it's a wrap. Yahushua is gonna come back, then it's done, man. It's all over. All this fun and games. And people can tell. They can feel it in the air. That's why they're getting real nervous, man. That's why they need that. That's the thing is like with Esau's system, people can really dead themselves to what's going on. So the amount of people I spoke to and say, I don't even read the news anymore.
Yeah.
They gave up.
Same.
That shit was too much. I'm like, bro, I've been reading news for I've been waiting for some shit like this to start going down.
That's
I'm like reading the news for too long, and then not enough fucked up shit happening. Now it's just like you read, you're like,
This is what did the thingy say? The guy in ID4, since these aliens have been showing up, these are real
exciting
times.
Real exciting times. Yeah,
I've been cooked up in it.
Yeah,
that's us, man.
Yeah,
We've been cooked up in this hell, and now this shit's getting percolating. The twerking's twerking right now. So it's like, yo,
it's real exciting times.
yeah.
Real exciting. And even tanking Matrix I was like, Relaxing.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of as well.
Yeah,
Tank.
that guy fucking hell.
Yo, you're the one. You're the one.
Oh man, he was he was in the spirit, man. He was like, yo, shit's getting pop.
And that shows you that the reason why he felt like that, and this is why we feel like Tank, is because he was captivated of what Morpheus was saying to him.
Yeah.
Like Morpheus had that spirit of, look, man, you know, the one's gonna like he really held the oracle in high esteem, and that even shows you because he speaks about oracles in here as well. That's why it's like with us, it's the same thing. We hold to this word, and we're looking for it, and it's like Morpheus looked at Neo like, damn, the one, he's here. Do you know what I mean? And that's why even though Neo didn't believe in himself, he had faith in him. Like, look, man, in a sense of not that, you know, he understood, he had faith in him to the extent of, even though you can't see it right now, I can see it in you. When you pick up on it, it's gonna happen. But that's neither here nor there. But that's why, like I said, Morpheus captivated Tank to the point where he felt like, yo, like, you know, you're here. You know what I mean? He was all in.
Man. Mm-hmm. He had faith. But that's, and hey, it's what do you call it? It's gonna get messy, man. And that's the thing, is this why you need to be rooted. So what wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what's gonna go down, you're gonna completely crumble. And that's what you're gonna see. Like I said, the quote from Fresh and Fit, they said like what those things are social constructs. When when a time of unrest comes, all that goes out the window. And it's real shit. Like real shit. It's like now everyone's believing in if being a vegan. When your ass is fucking, do you think when them guys in ancient Israel getting fucking starved out by the Romans, do you think veganism was a fucking option? You think man's think about not being no goddamn vegan?
Vegans gonna be eating fucking people, man.
You're gonna be eating little Tay-Tay's leg, man. About vegan, man. That's
gonna be like Tom and Jerry, man.
Yeah, because that's the thing is all these things like that people pride themselves on esteeming themselves in a dire situation, it goes out the window. Man said, I remember a guy told me, like, even in Islam, like, if you're real hungry, you don't even have to keep like the food law, the what do you call it, dietary law.
Oh my lord!
And I was just like, I ain't never looked it up, so I never verified it. But I was just like, that is fucking hilarious.
One of them imams just captivating them.
Yeah. What even is the point then?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, is that's why that's why Israel was really on a different level, man. Israel was really just esteemed as like, yo, who are these guys? Seeing Israel in their might and power, they'll be like, yo, these guys are moving completely different. So that's why it's that like that line's gonna be drawn, and then you're gonna see the men of the Lord's been building up that fine gold that's been refined in the fire, versus everyone else out here, man, unprepared. Let me get this as well, because I was thinking about it earlier. Well, you got something?
Very quickly.
I was thinking about this because it's really been going down. You got it?
Yeah. There's a few, so I'll just read this one. 1 Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which the Most High giveth, that the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahushua Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever, amen. But the point being that, like in the movie, Morpheus was speaking in line with the oracle. He held to it. Neo didn't quite understand. The oracle kind of finessed him, like, oh yeah, come here kid, let me look at you. Nah, you're not the one. He's like, I thought so. But she kind of slapped him upside his head with some backhand kind of way of letting him know that he is the one. But the words would basically come to light. That shows you're a real wise teacher, that when the words when it would set in that he's the one, those words would be
the perfect words he needed.
Yeah, for inspiration, to inspire him in the spirit.
For what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm. But the point being that Morpheus held to the oracle. He understood the prophecy, and that's the same way we are, man. And that's why we speak so of these words. We speak in to the book, all right, to the letter, all right, to every iota, every jot and tittle. to this word because we know that this is it, man. This is what we hold to. We're fully invested in it.
Yeah. What was I thinking? It's funny. Even like there's people that ain't even like. Think about how the Matrix was when growing up, like how impactful
Oh
the
yeah,
film that
yeah,
was.
yeah.
There's people you talk to, if they're like 19, 20, they're like, oh, I didn't even watch the Matrix. I was thinking it's fucking funny that it's like that's the times have shifted and changed, man.
So much.
Because it's like what realize as you're aging, that like the generations are different, man. The next generation, they're really on a different tip, and it's like a lot of because we're like millennial generation, which is like before
Where
technology
the bridge
came
between,
in.
the old
At
and
the
new.
start, there wasn't technology, but then like
We
the
grew
shit
up with the
really
changes.
kicked in. So it's like the people, like the kids now, it's a rap, man. Like a lot of things, they're just like complete. Their minds been fried already, and it's like that's it shows. Hey, we're in the time of the end, man. Because what Gen Z? That's what they've been calling it, Gen Z.
Which means that's the last letter in the alphabet. What's our last letter in our alphabet? Far, which means the end, man. So that's the time we're in. We're in the time of the end.
Let me read this. Matthew 20, 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the flood, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yeah, I was thinking like, people are really are going to be doing the utmost to continue to party, have marriages, drink, eat, and enjoy themselves, even in the face of like fucking the end, man. That's really what the mind like. It's read the scripture like hundreds to thousands of times over the years, and it's like really seeing it. It's like shit happens. People do, like I said, people don't read the news. They're just gonna ignorantly sit there and bliss off life. Be like, I'm just trying to ignore, bro. You know, if you were to talk to a woman about current events or anything kind of dark and difficult, they're not really built for that. They're built for bliss. A lot of the men are in that same feminine energy, man, where they're just like trying to enjoy themselves, have a good time, etc. But that doesn't stop. It's just like with the flood. You know, having the weddings, having the marriages, enjoying yourself, having your partying it up. That doesn't put off the flood. It still came. The judgment still came. And it's like until it comes, it's not real.
And this is the thing. It's funny because I spoke when we linked up earlier in the week. I saw a brother do a video on it. I don't even remember because the notifications pop up on my phone, so I don't remember which brother is Salakia. But basically, I believe it may even be Bakar Makapash. But basically, he said like anytime you hear the rain, it's meant to remind you of the flood, basically. So earlier in the week, I was on the plantation. The rain was coming down heavy, man. It sounded like the roof was about to cave in. And that really personified. That was a spirit because it really made me think of the video title that I saw. Because I read it and I was like, that's deep, man. That's real. Because it's like when you see the rainbow, it's a covenant to remember, like the Lord ain't gonna flood the place. But then you take, even it rained earlier today. It's light hearted. It didn't even put a hood on nothing. Didn't feel like the end is near. But when you really think of what it was back then for it to rain, that there was never no rain upon the earth, all right, and that the Heavenly Father opened up the gates of the heaven basically and just made it pour out like heavy, just to the point where the whole earth was put into a flood, and the Pangea was done. It removed the earth out of its place, all right. That's how heavy the rain was. That water basically turned into, like Bruce C said, be like water. Water can, it can crash.
It can do multiple true things.
And in that event of the flood, it crashed. It severed land. Like you got pressure sprays, or I don't know the word right now.
Water Power washers.
Power washers, like power, power sprayers or whatever they call
Power
them.
hoses and stuff.
Yeah, pressure, and the pressure hoses where they can actually splice through stone.
Yeah.
So the Lord made it where the water was so heavy that it divided the Pangea up into the earth that we have it today. All right, but that's what people don't really ponder. Like they don't
Cut
meditate
the nigger in
upon.
half with some water. Like,
Yeah,
you
that's
know
some
what?
shit, man. I know.
That's fucked up.
So that shows you to, when you
Yeah.
put it with the right thing, it turns into a deadly weapon. But the point being is that it's the same like air, because you can do that with air. You can have pressurized air that can
just
slide through
fucking
people.
Explode.
Yeah. So, hey, it shows you that when you hear that rain, you're really meant to be like, yo, remember the Lord, and you see the rainbow and be like, Ka'alayim, Yahweh Hashem, Yahshai Hashem, Rakal Kudash. That's what you're really meant to do. But people, for this, people are willingly ignorant that Noah and his, 8 souls were saved during that time,
Yeah.
So now they're gonna have to learn.
The thing is people have seen hurricanes, seen like
natural disasters.
Haiti, seen Japan, Thailand. There's been hella flood just in my lifetime. I can think of myriad amounts of them. But people are still just like nonchalantly living life. That's what it's gonna come in. It's gonna come in and be a real shock and surprise, man. Shock
Thief in the night.
Yeah.
Just like right now, the writing's on the wall, but everyone's got news fatigue. So they don't want to look at the writings on the wall. They don't even want to interpret it. They just want to keep having a feast with the Lord's vessels.
Yeah.
Until Darius swoops in and takes them out, man.
Done's the thing.
And it dones their dance.
Because that's Job 20:4. Knoweth thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yea, shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Yeah, so the triumphing of the wicked is short. That's the thing is people not realizing this season, this present run of madness is short. Because it's even like, bro, it's people really are sitting here thinking bliss can never end. It's the same thing. Imagine 2008 in like real recent memory, you had the financial crash, 2007, 2008. And that shit was absolutely legendarily destructive. People were fucking done. Remember at that time, that's part of why ties into part of why millennials are so like fucking what's the word, Peter Pan syndrome, because like essentially there was no market economy, there was no hope of building up anything during that time, and that's when most of them came like to adulthood and went into the workplace. So that's in recent memory. And it's like, if you look now at like the markets, it's been a steady rise of like all-time highs for like the Dow Jones and Nasdaq, whatnot, FTSE 100, yeah. and it's people really are thinking like, yo, this is bliss. It's always gonna be there. They're thinking like, oh, it might correct, it might go down a bit, but they're not thinking of a full-on crash.
That's why like people are like, even the crypto right now, that was a little sneak peek, a preview. The what they call that thing, the prequel. And it's funny because I know a lot of people that suffered. I did a video on it, but I actually know one Jake that he said like, what? Who lost out? I still got my profits. His profits are still shine because he bought in when no one knew about it. Everyone just jumped on the wave when they heard about, put money in this.
But yeah, it was. I think it's still like from the start of 2020. I think it's still like thousands of percentages up. A lot of them. Yeah. So it's like people that knew. That's the thing. It's like
it really just fucked up you Jakes. Because even now you got niggas still saying, yeah, buy at the dip. What nigga? Who made you a financial advisor, man? Buy at what dip?
Like, but that's the thing is like most of the people that you see online doing videos talking about becoming crypto millionaires and blah blah blah, bruv, it's just pure time and chance. The vast majority of the motherfuckers, time and chance. There might be people that believed in the in the technology, but how many people really know what the fuck crypto's even about? Most people are, just put some money, put a cheeky few X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And
Diversify your
money.
portfolio.
Yeah.
That's how they're looking at it.
But that's the thing is,
They
people are at ease, man. People are snoozing right now. The alarm's on snooze.
Yeah. And to that point, let me just read a precept quickly. And it speaks to a higher degree that, you know, they don't know that really this all, why is this happening? That's really where people ain't like, why is there Bitcoin? Why is there cryptocurrency, sir? Why are they utilizing the blockchain? Why is the society moving towards a cashless society? Why do people want decentralized money? And better yet, who is making all of this happen? No one ain't asking those questions. Because really, the end goal is to establish the mark of the beast. Let me just quickly read this, and then you can go and you can do your thing. So it says, I'll jump straight to the point. Revelations 13 and 16, and it calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So basically, this is all moving towards where you are not able to have a life unless you have that chip in you, all right? And that's why these people are now buying into, buy the dip, diversify your financial portfolio, crypto. Everyone's become a connoisseur of currency and whatnot. This is because they're establishing the new normal, all right? Remember, and this is what people are willingly ignorant as well. Esau, from the beginning of this pandemic, basically made it clear what his agenda is, all right? What he plans to do, establish a new normal. And you can look that up, but a lot of people are not. They're none the wiser, you know.
Job 20 and so from verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more but behold him. Yeah, so he's gonna be forgotten, man. He's gonna become like a mythical creature, man. That's just remembered after a while. It's like, you remember them Edomites? Were they real? It's like that, but that's all. That's the thing is, all right now it seems like eternal glory. But it's all this. It's gonna be melted, man, and ended. People are, and no one's gonna miss it.
No one at all.
His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. Everything is gonna be put back in the correct manner, man. Esau is a thief and a liar, man. Man had robbed up everyone, and is proudly displaying his thievery.